Good evening, choo-choo, homies. Choo-choo. How you doing this Friday? This Friday. Oh, my mic is not good. Always the same thing. Something is off. Something is off. Okay. I can live with this. I can live with this. And now, live from the Netherlands, this is Frank. Good evening. How are you doing, EA Dave? Thank you for tuning in. Nice cup of coffee. So what are you guys up to this weekend? You still look the same on Fridays. Yeah. I do, I guess. Okay, let me scroll up. What's going on? Some old chatting. Hello, homies. Hey, say this Playland. How do you do, man? David's in the house. Hey, homies. How do you do? Timo. Hi, mate. Okay, hi. Woohoo! Friday stream, Phil. Yeah, Friday stream. I've been tinkering with so many things lately. Oh, man. There he is. Yes, I am Soulfly. Thank you for pointing. Like, Soulfly was the guy who actually made me do this. Like, not like pushing, but yeah. Thanks, Soulfly. Timo, thank you for subscribing. Oh, thank you so much, boy. That's appreciated. Dutch Nicholas is here first. No, man, you were not first. I'm so sorry, mate. I know you want to be first always, but nah. Choo choo, Mr. Banani. How do you do, Timo? What? Friday Night Frank? Nice. Photo 848. How do you do, mate? Choo choo, homie. E8. How do you do? That was weird, but back in life again. Yeah, I am. Back on again. I was first on the first one that lasted only a few seconds. Okay, I'm missing here something. Teaching Birch, hey mate. How do you do? I say mate, it's not mate, it's girl. Mate, it's Dutch, it's mate. Oh man, I'm so sorry. But good to see you around though. Good to see you around. Mate in English is something totally different. All languages. But nice to see you around. You are using deCONZ, I believe, right? You do, I guess. Oh well. So we're all moving to deCONZ after this. I do not know. Like right here, if you guys know what this is the IKEA TRADFRI. I'm not sure if I pronounce it right, but I guess it's TRADFRI. Like stress-free or something, or not working. I do not know what it is, but this is one of their gateways. I got pissed. I pulled it out of my utility closet and it's gone now. So I'm done. Now we have to fix some things. Frank finally jumping in. I guess so. I guess I'm jumping in. Hey homies, hey sir, good enough. Robert is here as well. Hey, hello. Low contrast, thank you for subscribing, that's appreciated. And quickly after that, Firespire came along, so thank you guys. That's really appreciated, thank you so much. And Firespire, this is 5th month in a row, really? Holy crap, sir. Good evening, homies. Hey Remco, how do you do? IT2W, my ears are bleeding. Jojo the dog resubscribed. Here we go. Thank you so much, Jojo the dog. How's the cat doing? Just testing. No, that's not working. Thank God it's Frank. Thank God it's Friday. It's Friday is Frank. Oh, that's kind of cool. I see what you did there, Robert. I see what you did there. Yay, it's Frank. And now, live from the Netherlands, it's Frank. You still look the same on Fridays, thank you. And how are you doing, Frank? I'm doing fine. Hey, Piston, still the fly? I always forgot. Okay. Proxmox box going to be my weekend. Ooh, that's a nice challenge. I did it last weekend. I did Proxmox past weekend. It ran. It worked. It's pretty like gone forward and improved since I last used it. So it's looking really nice. I like it. Proxmox is a cool thing. So go for it. Please do. I uninstalled it, wiped my drive, and I'm running bare metal again, but that's a whole different story. Timo! Smoke weed! Dang, son. Where'd you find this? Smoke weed! Smoke weed every day! Smoke weed! Smoke weed every day! Yo, squirrel, grab it hard! Smoke weed every day! Smoke weed every day! Choo-choo. Damn, son. The Netherlands second, huh? Yeah, Netherlands second. Indeed. And may the beers be with you. Oh, thank you so much. I will get a beer after the coffee. First coffee. Let me start off with just a nice cup of coffee. Are you going to replace the IKEA hub? Yes, I am. I'm sick and tired. This thing destroyed it for me. For deCONZ, yes. For deCONZ it is. Happy Friday. Well, happy Friday, Grambo. Thank you for tuning in. deCONZ going to install it tomorrow. Well, you're going to have a sneak preview. Teaching birds, I am. Okay, that's cool. DRADFRI. Oh, it means draadvrij, which it means is Dutch for like without a wire. So it's actually, if you translate it from this one to Dutch and then back to English, it will be wireless. It's without a wire. Draad is wire, less is without. So draadvrij means TRADFRI. It makes sense. Draadvrij is draadvrij. It's without a wire. It's wireless. Okay, cool. Never looked at it that way. Nice. So deCONZ, what is that? Oh, we're going to look at it in a second. Maybe wireless TRADFRI. The is important. It's muy importante. Absolutely, sure. Grambo! Holy shit, sir. Thank you so much. Choo-choo, homie. Choo-choo. Yeah, boy. You guys are making low contrast. Like, just enjoying his hyper boss. Just for not so much time. Oh, it's down there as well. That's not nice, but thank you. Take the from the for and took the it's an and it's a piece of shit. Let's call it that way. I'm done with it. Teaching birds. Couldn't describe myself better. Friday Swedish lesson. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you are, of course. It sounds okay. No mind. It's still Dutch, by the way. The thing is IKEA is a Dutch company. I'm sorry to say, but it is. It's IKEA BV, BV, which is it's a Dutch registered company. I know its origins are different though, but it's a Dutch company nowadays. But that's just tax evasion. Since we have a great tax evasion system, that's true. That's true. Couldn't describe it better myself. Trying Unraid, if you like the thinker. Good Docker integration. No, I do not like Unraid, and I do not want Unraid. Is there a way to install Docker container in Proxmox? Yes. No, it's not Docker, it's LXC, but it's kind of the same. You know, same, but not same, but still same. Yeah. I'm going to work on something in the background, but I'd rather concentrate on this. I'm planning on moving off Wink myself, so this might be helpful. Okay. Why are you removing TRADFRI? What's the problems you were having? Okay. Today for the... that's a good question, though. Today, for the third time this week, the thing actually responds. It's online. It shows all the lights. Even Home Assistant restarts, they all come in the back, and it's all fine. I can push a button of a light entity, and the light goes on. And I can turn it off again, but the light will stay on, and it will not respond to that light anymore. Resetting the whole thing works. Did it twice. I repaired the lights altogether, tried firmware updates, and reset all the devices, and had the same issue again. And that's not something I want to do. Easy. So, yeah, that's the thing. Nevertheless, I got myself some time ago. So this is the Phil W. Thank you so much. 2 months in a row. Thank you, boy. That's appreciated, mister. Thank you so much. Absolutely, thank you. So I did get myself one of these, and this is the number one, the Conb Stick 1. If you buy one now, please buy the Conb 2, since it's out since a week or so, 2 weeks, maybe. But this is the Conb 1, and it comes with there is an add-on for it. There are 2 add-ons actually. One is the core version, and one is a community version, not from the community add-ons project, but there's a version created by somebody in the community as well. I'm using the core version, and that's an add-on which connects to the stick. And the beauty of this thing is it's like an interface where you connect all your devices, and if you restart Home Assistant, the devices will still be connected to this thing while restarting. Thank you, Ben222B, for following. That's appreciated. This thing does basically the same thing as this thing with the add-on, so they're still separated from Home Assistant, so that's kind of cool. Nevertheless, the integration of the deCONZ add-on of FuzzCon, or I don't know, the software running in the add-on. Let's call it the software running in the add-on, and I'm calling it deCONZ all the way. I know it has a different name, but let's call it deCONZ all the way. That thing is a golden integration with Home Assistant, so it has all the capabilities Home Assistant has to offer, and is built with latest standards, and has been rated as a quality scale for like platinum or gold. I'm not sure, I'm going to look. And that's kind of cool, since it just works flawlessly, and it works great. And I initially bought that little thing to hook up all my Xiaomi devices. I got some more sensors here and there, but and a button. And I bought the thing to hook up my Xiaomi devices, or Xiaomi devices is how you say it. Since, well, the hub from Xiaomi it's okay. It's okay. That's the description I got for it. It's okay. But it talks to China. This doesn't. So the deCONZ doesn't. That doesn't. So I had this thing and I set it up. Thank you, Enormous. Here we go. Enormous. Thank you so much. So that's why I bought it. And since the thing is running, and I actually was pretty amazed how good it works. And this thing was failing the last couple of days. I thought, okay, let's go try to hook up one of those lights. And let's see how it works. And it actually works pretty nice. And I even have the feeling the capabilities are stronger. For example, I can dim the lights more than before. That's how I feel about it. I'm not sure if it's a correct thing. I did not test it, but somehow I feel like the brightness of the lights can go lower now. I'm not sure how that is related, but it could be, might be, I don't know. Maybe that's a wrong conclusion. Nevertheless, the connection seems stable. Lefron 75, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. That's appreciated, man. That's appreciated. So, yeah, that's basically it. And so that's why I'm removing it. Tomorrow's headlines: IKEA, really a Dutch company according to reliable sources. Well, it's just on their website as well, so that's not like a big news or something. Yuck. I just did that this afternoon. Thank you. The Combi 2. Yeah, no, this is not the Combi 2, but you should buy the Combi 2. This is a 1, but you should buy a 2. Yo. You don't need to buy the 2 is just smaller. No, that's not correct low contrast. The 2 is not only smaller, it has a different processor, which is faster. It has different protocols as well, faster protocols, but can still have backwards compatibility, so all the old software will still work, so it still talks serial if you wanted to. Secondly, it's a newer generation and you will most likely get longer firmware updates, and the price is the freaking same. So if you buy a Combi or are considering buying a Combi, the price is the same, so just buy like the Combi 2. Like, it would be stupid to buy a Combi 1 at this point. But that's just my opinion. If you still do not want to buy a 1, go ahead, make my day. I have a 1, you can buy mine, and I will buy a new one. For some reason I had problems when converting deCONZ from VM to SIO. My backups didn't work, so I used the deCONZ Docker version. Okay. I have the 2 and it works really well. Here we go. Dean, Yo-Yo Frank in the house. Yo-Yo Dean in the house. How do you do, Antonio? What do you think about Raspberry Premium? Sounds like a good idea to me since I use the Raspberry Pi. Also 500 meters range. Well, the range doesn't matter that much with Zigbee since it's a mesh network. So as long as there are devices enough in the area, they will hook up. So I don't know. That I've read one. That's okay, Mr. Low Contrast. That's okay. Ian in the house. Hi, bro. How do you do? Frank, I dropped a spicy meme for you in the Discord chat. Uh-oh. Do I dare? Oh, that's not a spicy meme. I'm going to switch to my desktop. Hold on. That's not a spicy meme. That's just the freaking truth. PHP best practices. Page 1. Use something else. The end. Thank you, mate. Dean, why not try Zigbee to MQTT, since it will add another broker to it, so you have another thing running, like the MQTT thing, and you will have to hook up 2 things that are talking to the server, like the MQTT broker. And secondly, it's not like the deCONZ is range-wise is okay. Like, you can buy a cheap thing that works with Zigbee to MQTT. You can buy one of those sniffers, right? And you can just hook them up, and they will cost you, set you back like $10 or something, including reprogramming and programmers and stuff. But the range of those things are terrible. These have great range, come in a nice stick package, and are like $40 or something, or 45. I think it's worth it. It's not like they're overpriced. It's not like they're set you back $100. No, it's just 40 or 50 bucks, which is a fair freaking price for a European product that you do not have to think of it. You can just plug it in and use it. And it has a commercial company behind it, which does tons of effort to make it perfect instead of, I don't know. I like to get rid of the whole MQTT stuff. I'm not okay. Will TRADFRI remotes work on this device or appear in HA? Yes. The interface is different. You want the outside lights? Hold on. Wall. There you go. They're on, right? Okay. But they work. The interface is different. It does not use USB, goes directly to GPIO. In my case, it uses Xiaomi sensors. They don't mash. Okay. Then I might understand it. Yeah. I've been meaning to ask you for a while, what's the point of using areas in HA? I have no clue. I've added them. And I'm pretty sure somewhere in the bright near future, they will have meaning. So I'm just being a brave boy and applying them everywhere. Okay, let's jump in. So welcome to FastCon, which is the deCONZ web interface for this thing. And let's go into the Home Assistant website. Look, the deCONZ quality scale for, holy shit, the deCONZ quality scale is platinum, which is the best and the highest scale of quality and integration can get for Home Assistant. It means, and it's pretty young nevertheless, but it still has it. It means it can handle disconnects, disappearing devices, all kinds of things. It just handles everything greatly. It's a solid integration that is able to survive poor conditions and can be configured via the user interface. Bam! So that's what I did. I plugged in the stick, I went into HAS.io here, I installed the deCONZ add-on. Zoom in a little. I installed the deCONZ add-on, which is from the core add-on store, so I use the core version at this point. I just installed the freaking thing, put in my device, which is TTY USB 0, and started the thing. Music is very loud, having trouble hearing, Frank. Okay, I'm sorry, mate. Thank you for reporting it back. Then I can fix it. Here we go. Hope this is better. But now my music is off. Maybe this is better? Yeah, this is... No. Okay, never mind. So this is it, and you can open the web UI, and if you... You're welcome. Why is the rating only 2 if the other rating is platinum? Ah, that's a good question. So the integration for Home Assistant is scaled platinum. For the add-on, the security rating, that's something different. It's not like a quality rating, this is a security rating. The security rating is low, and the reason for this is because the add-on runs on the same network as your main device. So it's not, the network layer is not isolated, and that's needed in order for it to work. So that lowers its rating. Like, if the more hardware and more capabilities it wants from your system, the lower the score. It doesn't mean it's broken, it doesn't mean it has security issues, it doesn't mean it's risky per definition. It's just saying, hey, this add-on uses more resources than maybe necessary, we don't know, but it asks like multiple system resources which are out of the ordinary, and the rating is lowered. That's what the security rating means in add-ons. So that's why it has a rating of 2. Easy as that. And I'm fine with that though. So, well. So this thing is installed, and if you open it, you'll get this little interface. In my case, I already paired some stuff. So let's go in here. You have the gateway. Hello, little gateway. This is my combi stick. That's good to know. Thanks for explaining. You're welcome, mate. So this is the little combi stick that's currently in my laptop that's running Home Assistant in HAS.io. Dressed in electronic combi. Version is up to date, which is great. We have some settings like a dark theme, which you cannot select, so thank you for offering that option. We have an advanced section where you can set things like your Zigbee channel ID, How long I should search for new lights. So is that the $50 stick? Yes. That's the 50 euro stick. I think it's less, by the way. I think I paid 44 euros or 40. Then, I don't know, some time back ago. But it's still the new one I saw for 44, 45 euros as well. So this one can search for lights. This is the thing running, some viewing things. Then we have lights. So here are my lights now. I already paired them, and pairing these things is a little bit weird, since we all know these little buggers, right? If you have an IKEA light, you're familiar with this thing. And this remote with IKEA, if you want to pair this thing and the light, you need all three of them. So you pair the remote with the bridge, and then you go to pair the light with the remote, and then they all talk together, which is cool and nice. But that's not how this works. And this is where I get a bit nasty. This is where I find a little bit inconvenient, to be honest. So what you have to do is you have to reset the bulb, but it does not have a button or like a pinhole where you put one of those little paperclip thingies in. So what you have to do is like turn it on and off 6 times. Then it will go on bright. Then you click on search in here, add new lights. It will start searching, and then you turn it on and off again, and then it will find it after a couple of minutes. So that's cool. And then it's in. Choo choo homie, rare, I'm watching you live. Good evening, sir. Hey Martin, how do you do? This is the Z, how do you do? Can we get a link for that device? Yes, you can. That's a job for Flynn. That's indeed a job for Flynn. Flynn resetted my lights a couple of times, which is my 1.5 year old son. Does Dresden himself have it? This is the Dresden shop link. I hope this chat thing works now. Did it? I guess so. So yeah, look at this. This is like, whoa, it's cheap. And then you have shipping, of course, but the site can be in English, by the way, at the top here. Sprache, which is okay. So these are the sticks. This is the new one. I have the old one. Then it comes in here, and you can view the light. You can see the bulb. It's assigned to a living room or something. And the same goes for switches. So I have here one of these switches. I'm not sure. I have 2 of these Philips Hue switches, which I do not use, but came with one of those lights. So let me see. Maybe I can pair one. I think this one is blinking, so I think this one isn't paired. So let's try. Let's see how this works. We add a switch. I want to add IKEA. No, not IKEA. Come on, this is Philips. Click. So we need to put the pin in. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something, 10, 11. And then a light should blink. Oh, there it is. Switch is ready. Ready. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, it's okay, hon. So, there we have it. Easy, right? Then we have... what else do we have here? Can I use my IKEA dimmer for other things? Yes. You can. I will show you that in a second. Then we have the sensors. I got a bunch of these, like the window and door sensors. I'm not sure which one it is we're looking at. Is it one of these? No. Which one is it? I have so many. No. I don't know. One of these. But basically the same thing. You can just hook them up. These are Xiaomi ones. And nice. Nice and cheap. Nice and cheap. Okay, so this is all the pairing and stuff. Then we have the main pages where you can actually have an interface and define automations. So you could use this as like, I don't know, like a mini home assistant or something. Not my intention to do, but still you can define a room with lights. And you can change the colors and create scenes and not what I'm here for, but nevertheless, cool. I should remove these lights, by the way, since it will be a surprise if I actually start using that thing. So nothing on the switches. Cool. Let me remove the scene. This is scene? Yeah, how do I remove the scene? No. Settings, delete scene. There you go. So this is still all the add-on, and I clicked my stream. Is my stream still there? Holy shit, where did my stream go? I lost my stream window here. My OBS is gone. Am I still live? Oh, there it is. Whew. Really frank, you switched to deCONZ some day ago, as you said, nope, I will stay proprietary hubs, I can't update bulbs, and now I love it. What happened? This thing failed on me, man. Hands. It failed on me twice, and I don't trust it now. And the deCONZ worked, so yeah. I'm still alive. I know, thank you. Somehow I misclicked and I clicked away the window of OBS. The deCONZ page link is broken in the add-on. Oh. Could be. Is it? Ooh, that's not nice. We should fix it. Can I use dimmers for other things? Yeah, you can. Might as well say that people are listening. If you have a combi and it's having connection trouble, using a USB extension cable to get a combi further from your server, since radios can interfere with each other. Yeah, that's a good tip there, teaching birds. Since Zigbee uses their 2.4 gigahertz band, which is the same as Wi-Fi. So if you have Wi-Fi things like close by the controller, the Zigbee stick, it can interfere. In my case, there's no Wi-Fi in the utility closet, so not even near. Since I have Unify access points throughout the house, it's not like strong at the utility closet, since I do not live there and do not need Wi-Fi in my utility closet. So it's not a problem for me, but yeah, that's a good tip. It can interfere. Zigbee interferes with Wi-Fi. You have to remember that. Absolutely. I had great trouble repairing devices since I added the extension. Everything worked flawless, yeah. Dropped here, had to watch another AD when I reload. Oh. Checking, is this the same thing? Yeah, it's even by Dresden as well. Dresden sells the same things on Amazon, but at a higher price. So if you can order from their website, it's probably cheaper, but shipping might be more expensive. So, okay. This is the integration, right? And what you have to do to add it, if you use the add-on, it's actually really simple. You go into the configuration, you go into integrations, you will click on... Did something change here? What the hell? When did this change? Okay. You click on deCONZ. Somewhere right here. Click. And then you can link it by hitting submit. And the add-on is in. And this will bring up all the devices right here. So that's pretty nice. That's easy, right? Is it just me, or is the chat off the bottom of the screen? I don't know. Is it? You have to say something, or else I can't see it. Say hi, or wave, or cats or dogs. Test. Oh, it floats a little. the chat is under construction. I received a mail from a message from the guys at Restructuring that provide me the chat and the streaming services, that they're working on a fix for the chat, and some things are off now. So I excuse them. It's a beta product, so I'm really thankful that I'm allowed to use it. Oh well. Okay. So where's this sensor? This is the bathroom, humidity, pressure, window. This is some window sensor. I'm not sure which one this is. Is it this one? No. This one? Nope. It isn't this one. Ah, it's this one. So, for the guys who haven't seen it, I've showed it in the last stream as well. Look how quick it is. If I use the right one side of the magnet. Ah, there it is. I have the magnet the wrong way, I guess. Yeah. So that's actually pretty decent, right? Shows the battery level. And this is traveling through the USB stick and through the add-on into Home Assistant. And this is not a pull mechanism. If you look at, like, let's take a popular one, Philips Hue. Philips Hue is a local polling, which means Home Assistant actually asks Philips Hue continuously on, hey bro, what's the state? Hey bro, what's the state? Hey bro, what's the state? In case of deCONZ, it's actually a push. So deCONZ actually pushes in the state to Home Assistant in real time, and that makes it darn quick. That makes it so darn quick. It's just, I don't know. If this isn't quick enough for you, and it actually works the same thing for all the things. One weird thing I do not like, but I understand, is these little fellas, which I just also like paired. The remotes are not handled as switches. These are handled as remotes, which means they trigger events in Home Assistant. Totally missed this add-on, and you have, and I've just started Zigbee to MQTT. Could you briefly explain the difference? Yeah, no MQTT. Great support, can upgrade some firmwares, and just decent front end and all those kinds of things. And no MQTT. Did I say it? It's no MQTT. Does your battery level on a Kia TRADFRI? Mine is 34 weeks now, and the battery was this new when I put it in, and it was already at 34%. I've not looked at it. I don't care. I have tons of these. CR2032. They're like cheap, 10 pieces, like $2 or something. It's nothing. Okay, so it's quick. I've added the lights. My main problem at this point is we still have this thing, and it's all offline. This thing here, it's not connected anymore, so yeah, it doesn't work. And all these lights are now paired with Conbee, Zigbee, deCONZ, whatever. So I need to delete this one, and I have to fix all the names of the lights in order to be the same. The entity IDs need to be renamed and match what they currently are, since my automations and even Lovelace depends on it, right? So I'm going to fix some things. Did you have phantoms when pairing Aquara switches? Appears light 1, light 2, light 3, and light 4. And disappears after the deCONZ reboot. No, I have not experienced it. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's first ditch this thing here. Many people do not know there's a delete button right in the top right here. Delete it. Bye-bye. Integration. Okay, I have to restart Home Assistant. Where's my... Here it is. Hello. Okay, this is broken. What the hell? How many do I have? Okay. Restarting. Connecting. But these remotes do not show up as switches, so you can control them in Home Assistant, and you can even control each button. And you can control like long pushes and short ones, if I'm correct. I hope I'm correct though, I'm not sure. But they send an event, so you can listen for an event in your automations and check the type of event, like which button and how long it was pressed to trigger a thing. So I think it's in here somewhere. Remote controls will not be exposed as regular entities, but has events named deCONZ events with a payload of an ID and an event. The ID will be the device name of the deCONZ, so in deCONZ you will find the device name somewhere, I guess. Switches. This is wrong, let's pick. Where's the device ID? I think it's, no, that's the gateway ID. Where do we find that thing? The device ID will be the device name from deCONZ, not sure. And the event will be a momentary state of the switch. Okay. Example. Toggle lamp for Danish state on. Trigger. Event. deCONZ event. Remote control 1. Event. Ah, okay. Then we have the event numbers, which is button, button hold. Okay, so you add them up, right? So 2001 will be holding up the dimmer up button. Ah, the second button. Okay. For IKEA TRADFRI remote, the first digit equals 1 for the middle button, 2 for up, 3 for down, 4 for left, 5 for right. Okay. That makes sense. So this is how you can like automate things on these little fellas. That's cool, right? Just start listening to the event deCONZ event. Oh, that's a thing we could do. Maybe I could try in a second. Discovered. How? How? It's in my hand. It's wireless. It's TRADFRI. It's TRADFRI. It's draadloos. It's TRADFRI. It's... well, never mind. Okay. Wireless, yeah. Frank, the deCONZ add-on info link on Has.io looks like it's broken, comes on page not found. I've seen it. I'm sorry, I do not know why, but there's not much to be honest. I'm not sure why. I do not develop that thing, so I have no clue, but basically the thing wants one thing, and that's the device ID, which is the path microphone. It just wants like to know where your USB stick is. That's it. And you start it, you open the web UI, and you go. So yeah, the page not exist. Okay. Okay. I can listen for events, Dutch Nicholas said. So how do I listen for events? Event. Event type. Where is it? deCONZ event. Oh, that's fire. I want to listen. Subscribe to. Here we go. We're listening. So can I push the button? Here we go. Oh, it actually turned off a light. So there we go. Oh, that's easy if you want to find out the IDs and stuff. But yeah, I can use every button. Cool. How's this thing working? Dim a switch. Oh, this sends 2 events. Cool. Epic Ninja, why are we replacing TRADFRI? It failed on me, Epic Ninja, and I do not like the gateway failing on me. And since I had deCONZ and the experience last week was really great, I'm going to try and switch. That's why. Is there a way to set up my subdomain to be sent to Nabokasa? No, that's not possible. Yeah, you can try a CNAME, but still the CNAME will not work because of SSL. And the SSL certificate will be created for the long, weird-looking domain name and does not match yours, so that's not going to work. I saw you had or something. That's correct. I have my own SSL certificate. If you're only going to control Zigbee lights, you don't need to automate in HA. I'm going to do more. You can just set up controls in deCONZ so people don't get confused. I like to keep my stuff centralized, but that's okay. Oh no, that's bad. I should have such high hopes for the entire TRADFRI alignment. Yeah, but you can still use them. So I use a different gateway then in that case. But this is cool. You can debug the events and then, well, create automations, I guess. That's cool. I'm not sure why the lights turn on and off. I thought I removed the link here. No, I did not. Edit, manage lights, get them out, save. Now they don't turn off, so that's great. Okay, so my lights are in here. I know for a fact that some of these lights are actually... I have to figure out which one is one, which one is what. Which one is which one? Well, that's easy, I guess. Home Assistant. Configuration. Integrations. deCONZ. We have light 1. And light 1 is... Which light? Office light 3. This is office light number 3. So I'm not sure. Do I have to rename it in here or do I have to rename it in here? I'm not sure. Let's start here and let's see what it does. So it's this light. Let's rename it. This is office window 3. Rename. Okay. So would it now rename in here if I sync devices? And deCONZ device refresh call. No, that doesn't work. So I guess I have to restart the add-on or something. I do use the remote in deCONZ instead of HA when I'm just controlling the lights in a regular way. I find it a bit snappier. It also works if something would happen with Home Assistant. Yeah, but then again, I do not have switches. I do have this one. I have actually one of those just to be able to pair lights. That's the reason why I got it for the IKEA bridge. And these actually came out of the box and, well, they were shipped with the thing and I don't know. So yeah. You can rename them in the web UI and then you get an idea for the log via HA. Okay. I did a restart HA. Okay. I can do that. Here we go. Will probably destroy my Zigbee Z-Wave again. Remodules! Evening, homies. Evening, Frank. Evening, Remodule. How do you do? Why would you not rename a bunch of lights in deCONZ and then restart Hash.io? Because I want to see what happens first before I start doing like all of them and then discover it has no use. Better than rename only one light and restart every time. I agree. I will rename them all if I figure out if this works as what I think it does. And I should also prefix it with the area it's in. Office window 3. But it does not rename the entity ID. But that's easy fixable, right? Okay. Okay. I can do this. So Office window 3. Let's figure out the rest. Which one is this? No, that's not working in here. So let's go into Home Assistant. Light 2. Light 2. You are Office Light 1. Nice. Office window 1. Okay. I find the interface a little bit weird though, but that's just me. Then we have light 3. Light number 3. You are living room 4. Living room window 4. This was light 3, right? Yeah. Living room window 4. Light 4. Oh, this is the spotlight. This is the living room spotlight. Light 5.
Yeah.
Figure out which light is what. This is living room window 1.
Why?
Okay. We're getting there. 6. Which one is this one? Oh, Office 2. Double check. Yeah, Office 2. I don't have to do all the lights, by the way. This is also in the living room area somewhere. This is number 3. Living room window light 3. We have 8. Yeah. Living room number 2.
Hi.
Ceiling. So these, my 4 living rooms, 3 offices, which makes sense. 1 spotlight, 2 restrooms. So these 3 are actually my bathroom. Which the order doesn't matter. Here we go. Doing good, Frank. Looking forward to a long bank holiday weekend. Oh, cool. Nice, mate. Just want to clarify, is deCONZ a Zigbee, right? Yes, it is. The moment where Frank's girlfriend comes to stream and slaps him because he switches all the lights on and off. It's okay. Hashtag the word I don't mention. So we gave them all nice names. That was pretty quick, right? Switches, I don't care yet. Some of these, I don't know. It's the whole motion, which is nice. Okay, that's all, I guess. Let's restart Home Assistant again. Ooh. Just ordered the deCONZ stick, the push instead of the polling convinced me. Here we go. I do not use it for Philips Hue though. I think Philips Hue still has a tons of like seriously improvements making in the firmware. So I'm not sure yet. Isabella, do you use Philips Hue with deCONZ? Well, at least the Philips Hue until now has not failed me, so whatever. deCONZ is working on Hue firmware updating, yeah, but it's not finished yet, right? And yes, I also do use my Hue in deCONZ. Okay. You shared the link last time for the one to use. I've lost it. Can you reshare it, please? The stick, the Combi, it's Combi 2. Combi 2. I have the Combi 1, but the Combi 2 should be an improvement. Okay. Home Assistant is back up. Well, that looks helpful. It looks great. The fireworks? Again? What are they celebrating this time? Okay, so this is the bathroom, right? And this is the bathroom, that's clear. And this is the bathroom. This is the bathroom temperature. Daylight. This is kind of cool sensor. This is a sensor that comes in from deCONZ, which has all kinds of detailed information about what time of day it is. Golden hour, dawn. That's pretty cool. Do not use it yet, but fine. This is the living room. This is living room. This is office. Restroom. Oh, this is right. Doesn't Sun do that? Yes, this Sun does it as well. I do have another thing, which it's pretty cool, which I tried experimenting with yesterday, actually. But I will show you that in a second, though. It's a custom thing, but it's really cool. I really enjoyed it. We have used it last night, and I was pretty amazed. So So let's fix the naming of the lines, of the entity IDs. Bathroom, ceiling, _1. This entity is all... Oh shit, I have to clean up the old entities first. Entity registration. Does it have like an unavailable state? So this is all old crap. This crap I all need to remove by the way. Where's the IKEA stuff? TRADFRI, yeah. Here it is. No more. Let's try again. Open the spotlight. Living room. Window 1. Two. 3. 4. 2. Office window 3. Restrooms, ceiling 1. That should be it. Did you remove all the unavailable items there? Yes, I did. I wish there was some sort of filter in the entity registry page. Yeah, that would be really helpful. And mass delete, like click, click, click and delete all these. Please help me. Is artificial intelligence worth it or no? It's not invented yet. Like, we do try to simulate some things, but real artificial intelligence is not there yet. Combi 2, Yative, there we go. Did you remove all? Yes, I did. On Amazon, it was free shipping at $3.9. Okay. Morning. Hey, morning, Stepan. How do you do? Okay. So is this it? Let's say pick the office window 1. Should be able to be visible in my face here. Yeah, works like a charm. Let's go into my overview. Since the naming is the same, it should now just work. If I'm correct. Oh, honey, do all the lights go off? Not sure where she is, but yeah, they do. So that's cool. There we have it. I migrated. Like, this is the things I had on my... It was that easy, right? It wasn't that hard at all. So another cool thing I want to show you is what I discovered yesterday, and it's on my states, so I do not have it on my Lovelace, which looks awful. I'm so bad at Lovelace. Now all I have to do is work out how to pass through an USB into my VM. Ooh, that should be doing. Thanks for the great inspiration, Frank. Got my Gunby to comment in Monday. Normal Xiaomi gateway. Yeah, well, that's slider. How did you make that after window? You mean on my main overview? This slider? Which doesn't work, by the way. Unless you turn it off. But I will talk about that in a second, though. Hop, hop. You can see all sliders are the same, and it forces it, but that's something else. But these are actually, you can find it in my configuration. So go to type !config, go into my Lovelace folder and check the downstairs tab. You can find it in there. It's a custom card. Could it be done to get an alert then add card home, detect and block the website and run an automation? Theoretically, yes. I wish somebody could create like a fine piece of component for Home Assistant for add card, since I love the freaking thing. I love the freaking thing. With LXC, it's not that hard. 2 lines of code. Here we go. How did you get the minimal temperature in the sensor card? This one? Holy shit, guys, you're asking me questions. Let me see. Lovelace. Views. This is the downstairs view. Let me up the font a little, since this is a little bit... Here we go. That's better readable, right? So this is a custom slider entity row. That's the little slider thingy somebody asked about. And the other one is the mini graph card, which has Extrema. Untrue. So that's the mini graph card, which has those capabilities. Have you ever looked at TensorFlow for recognizing people? No. I haven't. It could do automations for specific people, yeah, but you do not have to have TensorFlow for it. You could do it by other things as well. Would it be a bad idea to run deCONZ Docker container on a separate Raspberry Pi 3 and forward all USB traffic? My server runs in the basement. Yeah, or just run deCONZ on a Raspberry Pi 3 and then you can just connect your Home Assistant over the network. That's possible as well. You can enter a hostname. In case of HAS.io, if the add-on is detected, it will handle it for you. But if you do not have that, it will actually pop up and ask you where it is. So you can specify a different host. So you can actually use one of the deCONZ Docker containers or LXC containers, or maybe install it manually. That's possible as well. That's not a problem. What is deCONZ? It's a USB stick by Dresden Electronics that is a great integration with Home Assistant and replaces the TRADFRI and the Xiaomi gateway and Philips Hue if you want to, like a single stick that does it all. Runs separately from Home Assistant but talks real time to Home Assistant. It's local push, but it doesn't go offline when you restart the system. So that's kind of cool. So I've now coupled a couple of things, like some of those switches, a bunch of IKEA lights, and a couple of sensors from Xiaomi. And they all work and they're freaking fast. So that's cool. What I've been playing with yesterday, which I really liked, and I'm going to look at my states here. This is a component I found. It's Circadian values. I hope it's readable for you guys, but what it does... look at here, this is it. This is a custom component. It's a little bit like the Flux component in Home Assistant, if you know it, but this one seems more decent on many levels. And when it does, it calculates circadian lights, like the life cycle of life, like the color temperatures with the real world. And you can use them to apply them to lights that support, like, I don't know, brightness, or a different color spectrum of white, or even colors. And it feels real natural. So a light, as it goes dusk, a dusk light will actually be like pretty bright and bluish. Since if it's getting a little bit darker, a weak low brightness light will not help, right? So you have to put up the brightness high. But in the middle of the night, you actually want a less blue. That's the point, right? Less blue light, which is dimmed. So it doesn't hurt your eyes and you don't wake up. And this basically does it. It's a custom component that you can add as a switch and put lights into it. But it also has a sensor where you can monitor it. So this is how it looks like as the sensor. It shows the values really well. And you can apply it to... where is it? Where's my, here it is. Where's the switch? Entities, switches. For example, this is my living room version. This is the circadian lighting for the living room area with my
What?
circadian. Yes. What is it? The circadian lighting is what you see, what you said, like it's cool that the light is like bright during the day and soft during the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that thing. Okay. There we go. What is it? Is it off? I'm so sorry. Ugh. So what's the benefit of a TRADFRI hub? Because that pushes too, right? It does, but it failed on me twice this week. 3 times actually in total. And I do not like that. It should be available always, so... oh well. Is it better than a Flux component? I guess so. Mr. Banani linked it there, so that's cool. Yeah, I found it. It's not hard to find because it's pretty darn good. So what it does, you can actually hook up like these lights, and you do not have to worry. The switch is just the switch creates a switch that tells us, come on, if the light is on, update it. Update the colors, the brightness, and everything, the color temperature. Just update the thing. If the light is on and the switch is on. So if you pull off the switch, if you put it off, if you turn this switch off and the light is on, it will actually leave it alone. So you can still do your colors and all those things. So that's kind of nice. So if I go into my states, I can actually see it somewhere right here. The naming is off, I guess. Or I haven't named it yet. Oh, it's with switches, of course. Where are my switches? Here are my switches. So my hallway was off, now it's on. I can actually, if I go into the spotlight, like the living room spotlight, where is it? This is a color right? So if I try to change the color, that should not work. But it apparently does. No, it doesn't. It seems like it's working, but it isn't. Absolutely not. Nevertheless, I can turn this thing off. Where is it? Living room, this one. And now I should be able to... My chat crashed. Nice. I cannot see you guys. Jasper, is that why the sliders don't work? Yeah, that's why the sliders don't work. I got it on auto control, like autopilot. I think that's a better term for this. It's like an autopilot based on a circadian algorithm. So this is like turn on the autopilot, and you can turn the autopilot off. That's basically what it is. So I've turned off the autopilot for my living room, so I should now be able to go into the spotlight and change it. See? Now it works. Now I can do whatever I want. So I can turn on the autopilot and then, well, get the opposite, right? It's now handled. And it's not only the brightness, it's also the color temperature. So that's pretty nice. I installed Circadian last night, pretty cool. Yes, it does change brightness automatically. Yeah, it does. And it's actually pretty cool. And there are many options in here as well. There's a button here for advanced configuration. Here it is. Come on, get out of the corner here. So you can do things like I want this light to have minimal brightness or maximum brightness because the light can be too bright or just cannot handle low brightness. I have one LED strip that cannot handle 2% or lower or 5% or lower. So I have to set it to min brightness of 5%. And it has some nice other things. You can even offset it if you like it. Like offset with an hour or something. I might do this for my hallway since it's a bit too bright, too quick on. It's a little bit darker in my hallway. But yeah. What LED bulbs are you using that have color control? Both Philips Hue and IKEA. Like this wall, garden wall thing, this is Philips Hue. Philips Hue outdoor. And this kitchen ceiling does not have it, but this bulb here, this is a spotlight, which it's a movie light kind of thing, and it has a colored bulb from IKEA in it. So that's cool. But IKEA and Philips Hue, both. And some of my LED strips are Philips Hue and ESP Home, like DIY solution. And my Z-Wave is totally freaking out again. Nice. So that's basically it. I want to go in to see if I can actually do something with these switches. I want to see how that works. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab myself a beer and visit our restaurant and see if we can hook up one of these and see what it does and how it works. If it's usable, would be cool, right? So I'll be right back, hold on. Hello. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Nice. What LED bulbs are you using to have a color control? IKEA, I guess. Yeah, IKEA, we had that part. Looking at IKEA now, none of them mention color, only dimming. Do you have a link? I don't think they're on their website. I've looked at their website a couple of times, but in their stores I've bought them if they were on supply. They were shown on supply, so you have to be lucky to get them, as far as I know. There's a link here. Yeah, this is the English one. I'm not sure where. Found them. Yeah, these are the ones. 20 bucks, that's not much, right? That's pretty cheap. By the way, why don't have rename items? That's not for working for every integration dialog contrast. That depends on the integration type. So if the integration type supports like a unique identifier for devices, then it will work. So for example, do I have something that doesn't work? No, I don't. Yeah, I do, which is not listed in here. But some devices do not support it since the identities are not uniquely identifiable. But in case of deCONZ, it is, since it's unique. ZigBee devices are unique, and since they are unique, you can override the name and entity ID, which is really great since I have a naming scheme of area underscore, then the type of light, and if there are multiple on one thing, then I will address them as a 1 and 2. And so bathroom ceiling, that's really helpful. I can just type in entities, and when I'm writing automations, that's really helpful since you can easily find your lights. Another trick you can do if your device doesn't support it, that's this little trick. For example, let's take sensor. Let's take this one. This is the living room temperature sensor, and this is actually a template, which you can give like the name on the same way. So this ends up your entity ID. But if you have, for I don't know, my group office desk, the name actually decides how the entity ID ends up. I know this isn't nice in the front end, but you can make a customization that fixes the name. So I actually use the name as an entity ID name, which makes them show up really nice. There's another example, for example, my E-lights. E-lights are a good example, probably. E-lights. So the name becomes the entity ID and not the name how it looks in the front end. If I want to fix it in the front end, I will do a customization. This is the master bedroom bedside for Daphne, and this is where it gets fixed. So this is how I actually make them look nice in the front end, while getting a nice entity ID according to my standards, which usually is the same as the friendly name, but sometimes they differ, and this allows me to do so. deCONZ built-in daylight sensor is pretty good though. It is? Oh, I'm not sure how the sun component compares. I have never actually took the time to take a good look at the sun component. I should do an automation based on time of day to turn on lights. I do not have that yet. Is sun in here? Should be. Did I disable the sun? It's here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this does below and above horizon, which is pretty okay but basic, right? So the daylight sensor is more advanced, since it gives you much more states which you can work with. So that's kind of cool. And this is brought in by the deCONZ stuff. Is the Go Control USB ZB1 USB hub the same as COM-B? No, it is not. It's not. Not for me, also not for you. Oh, holy shit. For you, it's as well. How is your U integrated? Wait, what? Holy moly, I have no clue why that's the case, mate. Don't know. I will try that, okay, Frank. Just asking because the code broke in a point release recently. I'm running the latest release, so... I think I am. Yeah, I do. You can also use sun sensor with elevation value. Could do that, by the way. Stanford, thanks. You're welcome, mate. So let's see, how do the remotes work? We have already seen a way to watch for events, which is the... what was it again? deCONZ event? I think it was this one. Yeah, there it is. So this is the event, it's a remote, it's a TRADFRI remote control. I think this is fine for now, since for a test. That's the ID and the event. And then I should be able to trigger something. This is the dimming event. And 3 is let go. Okay, this is going to be hard to be implementing though, I guess. deCONZ. Let's try. Let's just simple. I use a sun sensor with cloud cover to determine whether my ring trigger driver lights come on. The sun sensor with cloud cover. Like you have two sensors which you combine, like a double condition. Like if there are clouds, then I don't know. Mr. Course, Circadian. The Circadian is cool, by the way. I love that thing. Okay. So, where do I start? I need an example. And this is an example. So let's make an automation to, I don't know, if I push this thing, let's turn on and off the office lights. Let's toggle the office lights. I think that would be okay. So go into here. I need to make an automation. Automation in my office area, in my office. We call it touch. Test. Test is fine for now. Automations, areas, office, test. Here we go. We're going to make a test automation. Toggle light from dimmer. Okay, we already determined it was TRADFRI remote control. And the event for the middle button 1002 is this one, which is just light.toggle on the light dot office. Well, I fucked it up. Light dot office window. Let's do 2. Light office desk as well. That should be it, right? That should do the trick. Yo, dog lovers. Good evening, John. How do you do? Did you remove existing switches in your house so the bulbs can't power off? No, but I plan to do so if everything is stable. Right now, it's like a fail-safe. So if something fails, you can turn it off with the actual switch and then turn it on, and the IKEA bulbs will actually go on. And I set most of my Philips Hue bulbs to the same thing. So on power loss and power back, they will turn on and everything can still work. We still have lights in case things fail at that point. Okay. Has CLI automation reload. That should bring in this automation, right? That should bring in this automation. States. New devices is covered. Get out. Automation. Still has the original name. Toggle lamp from dinner. Not really the name I want it to be, but fine for the test. This is the IKEA switch. So if I push this, my office lights should go on and off. Okay, now they actually toggled. But yeah, that does the trick. That's pretty easy, and it's responsive, by the way. That's pretty easy. Okay, let's say I want to use the dimming experience as well. How would I do that? Is there an example on dimming? Brightness. Ah. Yeah, there is. Okay. Do you need something special for custom components? Tried a bunch of them, but none seem to work. No, Yos, you do not. You have to place them in the correct location. What kind of switch is this? This is the iHear. This is an IKEA remote. So this is from IKEA. And the back part is off so I can reach the button. But there's also, like, normally you do not look at the battery, of course. There's like this little... But yeah, you get the idea, right? So it's just an IKEA switch. And this one is now hooked up to a deCONZ stick. Right here. So it does not use this bridge anymore. And I can now control these things in Home Assistant, which is kind of cool. Is the remote talking to deCONZ? Yes. Just because normally the switch talks directly to the bulbs. No, now at this point it talks to Home Assistant, but you can make it talk like directly, I guess. I think you can. Like, I'm not sure if this like makes the light uniquely directly bound and you do not need this anymore. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think you still need this. And I'm not sure if you're able to pair them actually. That's a good question. I don't think you can. Maybe if you add a group, place them in the same group. I don't know. Unplug the stick and prove it. No, I'm not sure if that works. I'm just thinking of your question. I'm thinking out loud, sorry. Custom cards, I mean. have to follow the instruction shows. Each card is kind of different. Depends on if they are, I don't know, like JavaScript or component or I don't know. There are some differences between those cards, but you have to look at really careful looking at the instructions of each card. Fine, go. How's the deCONZ? It's cool. Unplug the stick. I'm not going to unplug the stick at this point, but I'm willing to test you and let you know, by the way. But in this case, I have a mix of lights, right? So I have, I don't know, I also have like Philips Hue, I also have a Kia, I also have Z-Wave. So in my case, I'm kind of reliant on Home Assistant already, since it's a mix of things. But I can understand why though. I'm tempted to set up myself. Yeah, a couple of people were here in the chat as well today. This is cool. Works pretty fine thus far. And I was happy with how the Xiaomi sensors, for which I originally bought this thing, actually work. So let's try the dimming, right? Let's see if the dimming works. Dimming. So this is the increase. Where's my touch test? Plus and minus. Minus dimming, plus dimming. Increase from TRADFRI remote control 2002. Light the office. Let's do office window since the desk does not support it. Office window. Let's pick up this one for decrease. Minus. That should do the trick, right? I want to be able to control non-throttly bills with that remote. That's what I'm doing, by the way. Like, the desk light was actually Z-Wave. Like, if I push this button, this desk light is Z-Wave based. This is a Z-Wave light. So these are IKEA bulbs, and this is a Z-Wave bulb. It's a wall plug, actually. It's not a bulb, so it's a wall plug. Z-Wave wall plug. Why the minus at the top of the file? That means document start. This is spec'd by Jommel. It's not needed, people omit it, but it's in the spec, so I like to add it since it's the specification of Jommel. One thing I used to have set up with Home Assistant was sleep on LAN, so that when I left home, the laptop slept. When I get back, broken brick wall. You can still do that, right? Okay, let's see if this works. Reload the automations. Nice, that means that deCONZ is being very clever. Yeah, and it even works for the Philips Hue remotes and Philips Hue infrared sensors, motion sensors. So that's pretty cool. It's like, I don't know. 7 thanks, you're welcome, mate. That's no problem at all. Okay, so I have added the increase, decrease brightness, and increase brightness. So let's see if it does something. It actually tries to, but I think my sensor here, no. So are the events coming in? This is event 2, 2002, 3003. So this is 2001. Something in the 2000. And this is 3000, so this is less. This is small increments, but this needs to be improved. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this. I'm going to respond of them all. Okay. I want to see something happening. Not sure which one to use. This one. Okay. Well, the plus is not working. The minus, though, is. And it's working pretty fine. Why is the plus not working? Did I make a typo on the plus? Plus remote control. Let me check the plus again in the debug window here. 2002. 2002. deCONZ event. Trigger. TRADFRI remote control. Oh, I see the issue here. There it is. Reload automations. I still have an issue here. Somewhere. Why? Attributes. I replaced the wrong thing. Okay, reload automations. There we go. This would actually work with everything. Is the Circadian thing killing it? No, I do not have a Circadian autopilot on my office lights. That's why I picked the office lights to play with. It's on the other lights, but not on the office lights. Frank, can you come back to the deCONZ page for the combi stick and show the advanced settings page? Just curious what's on it. Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome, mate. You can. I can. It's not that much, though. It's absolutely not much. Like, things you can do here is authenticate with Alexa and stuff if you'd like. And change the Zigbee channel. And how long it would scan for new lights. Which I find out 10 minutes is like more golden for IKEA. 3 minutes is way too short. It will miss them a lot of the time. 10 minutes is fine. It's still a long time, but it's fine. Great, just what I hope to see. That's okay, mate. Your stage light is inconsistent. Yeah, I saw it. Thank you. How do you move blocks to the left/right? Which blocks, mate? Which blocks? Skelly, which blocks are we talking about? So this is cool. This is how, in text of VS Code, select them, shift tab and tap. So if you select multiple lines, or yeah, if you select multiple lines, shift tab and tap. So shift tab would be like in then back and then in. VS Code is currently working on a feature where they, it's already in, but it's pretty nasty. It's not working properly, but it's pretty helpful if they finished it for presentations and streams, so you can actually see key combinations I use. Currently, if I enable that feature, it will also show you like the actual letters I type. So it will show an F, right, like over there, like a big F, like he pushed the F key, which is not that interesting, but key bindings, like shortcuts, and I do use a lot of them, I can show those as well, but not without every key I hit, which is stupid, but they're working on that. Tabbing. This is cool. This is the TRADFRI control that's actually working this way. I would not recommend doing it like this dirty. I seriously would think about which event I should use. But for a quick test to see if things are working, this is fine. And how is this working for the Philips Hue switch? It would probably be the same, right? We could just go into the debugger and see, for example, this remote, I'm not sure where it's connected to. Well, this fired a dimmer switch. 102. This is off. But I could do the 102 dimmer switch. It's basically the same thing, right? That's actually pretty freaking cool. It's fast, and this is a Philips Hue dimmer switch. Hooked up, switching a Z-Wave light there. And the response times are insane. I think it's cool. I think Isabella, I'm not sure if Isabella is still here, she said she's doing the automations inside the Foscon deCONZ app itself. In here you can also define what the switch should turn on and off. I'm here. But you said, like, okay, it's faster if I would do it like straight inside like deCONZ. But this is actually pretty impressive, speed-wise. I cannot like imagine it needs to be quicker than this. Can it be quicker than this? I find this very impressive. Is he awake? He is. Little bugger. Go sleep. He should be sleeping. Honey? Flynn is awake. Just so you know. Never mind. 6 times reset the light. Oh, that's how you couple them. That's correct. I have a bigger house, so maybe the signal go further. I don't know. That could be, I don't know. This is an automation. Yes, absolutely. Detect movement on cam with the eye. Pause TV. Yeah, I can pause TV and I can send it. This is actually the stream feature, and the card is streaming. Not in here, since this is not like the. I think he just turned. He's on his back now. He's sleeping. But cute. But on the Lovelace card, it's actually showing the motion, the movement. This is a live image. That's cool. Pass the fees and push messages. That's something I still want to work on. How to get Android push messages on the TV. Not quicker in FastCon UI, but good to have automations running on stick if HA goes down. Not in your case. No, not in my case. My HA doesn't go down. Come on. My battery did not explode. Implode. Explode. My system wasn't offline for 2 days. Nope, not mine. Since you have so many different protocol C-waves, actually I'm reducing this way, right? I got rid of the TRADFRI, I got rid of the Xiaomi gateway. I could get rid of the Philips Hue gateway as well, but that feels a little bit weird. Maybe it's the price tag. I feel like the price tag is something that holds me of not adding Philips Hue lights. Does that make sense? I don't know. Oh, not sure what I did there. Sorry, John. You said something and I misclicked. But this actually works pretty nice. I like that fan animation. Yeah, me too. Kind of cool. I'm not sure why it's on though. Oh, because it thinks I'm on the toilet. The restroom sensor, motion sensor, is right here. It sees me moving, and since I'm that long on the toilet, like I'm sitting on the shitter for so long of time, it now thinks that I'm doing a big number 2. So it turned on the fan. Actually. Do it. Expensive is not always better. I know, but it still feels wrong. And maybe there will be a time, like I'm really going to evaluate how this way the deCONZ works and how well it can serve me, right? And if it works well, maybe. For now, it looks amazing. Things work. The move was actually pretty easy. Since my naming scheme helped me here, I didn't have to update like automations and stuff. What about buying a new 3D printer? No. Did you drop TRADFRI Hub? What about updates? Can deCONZ do them? Yes, they can do TRADFRI updates. So the IKEA stuff can be updated via... I have not tried it, but it can be done. I think there's something in this community version somewhere. Updating firmware, fine. There should be some way. I've seen something about upgrading IKEA stuff somewhere, but I know it can do it. It's possible too. Not sure where I found it. I missed most of the stream. I had you in the background while I'm voicing my clients. That's an important job. Didn't know. Okay. That spinning fan icon, how did you do it? Is it a custom element card? No, it's the the button card. The button card. Can't see the chat on YouTube. I'm sorry, mate. The folks of Restructuring.io are improving and working on things. We hope to see improvement pretty soon, but for now it has issues, so I'm so sorry, Ricardo. And so as it seems, it stopped working on the stream as well, so you cannot see it like in the image. I could try and reset it, but that would tear down half the stream. I have two E14 bulbs, crazy expensive, but at the time it was only Zigbee E14 bulb. Okay. Success IKEA TRADFRI were compared to Philips Hue without a IKEA gateway. Yeah, that's possible too. That's possible too. Remodule, that's the button card, indeed. EDF, the remodule link to the button card. I saw something on Reddit, but not how to a confirmation of it. Okay, I don't know. ESP Home with Moda, one tribe project. ESP Home. For me, it's ESP Home. Absolutely. If you're interested in what I do with ESP Home, you can go into my config on GitHub, which is public, and you can find this ESP Home folder and find my ESP Home devices and see what I do with them. This is, for example, an LED strip. Yeah, my television. I do have this central ventilation system, which I DIY'd with interlocking. This is a pretty big project though. But this is actually a Son of Jewel reprogrammed. So for me, it's absolutely ESP Home. Well, Sansas, Franks, please show us how you use events for troubleshooting. Well, click on it and look at it. Sorry, I'm not sure how to... Depends on what you're looking for. Like in this case, deCONZ event for the remotes. That helped us to determine what this button does. Then you can see the event coming in, which you can automate. But that's probably not the reason why you ask. Thanks for another sleepless night. So many ideas and testing points. I'm sorry, Frank. I'm so sorry. It's just like my head is spinning as well. I have so many things I want to do. Let me remove the test I did here, by the way. Those are the automations, areas, office. Those are the tests. I should remove them. Done. Reload the automations. Done. So what I want to do now actually is make an automation that turns on my garden lights every evening. And I'm going to base that on the deCONZ sensor. I think that's cool. Garden. I think it has useful information. I think it has very useful information. Let's go into states again. Where's my states? Remove that. Daylight. So where do you start? Like, when do you turn on these things? When do you turn on lights outside? Sunset start or during golden hour? Sunset start? Yeah, or dusk, that's a good question. No, I think sunset start makes more sense. Looking at tonight. Sunset start. Sunset plus 40 minutes. So that would be sunset and... No. That would be dusk. No more. Dusk is even like an hour in front. So sunset start is like 9 PM. And dusk. Oh yeah, dusk is 40 minutes. I use golden hour for inside the house. Oh, that's true. You can change that for like different ways, right? So for outside, probably the dusk is a good point. And for inside, you start earlier, probably. Click on a tab with daylight to expand the pop-up. Yeah, I know, you can do like so. Okay. Makes it easier. Thank you for... Makes it easier to read, absolutely. sunset end? I think dusk. I agree. I agree on dusk being like the... That's too late. Sunset end. I'm going for a sunset end. I can always change it. No, I'm going for dusk. I can always change it. Dusk. Let's stick with dusk. So I'm in my garden. Touch. Daylight. Dusk. So what happens if the daylight turns dusk? Garden daylight dusk. Trigger would be sensor.daylight 2 and it changes to dusk. Oh. Mine turn on. Garden wall. May want to include cloud cover in the recipe. I will stick with this for now. If that's the case, then dusk is probably not the right moment. I could also use sunset start. Even if it's like cloudy, then I still would be in the time. So that's a reason to use sunset start though. At Frank, what sensor is making that dusk info? That's from the deCONZ thingy add-on. This one actually sends in the sensor. It's Vitrol sensor, it's built in. It's identified as a Philips Hue thingy, I'm not sure why, but if you go into Home Assistant, configuration, integrations, deCONZ gateway, here it is. Philips Hue, daylight sensor, no area. I would say this is the roof since it's outside. Here we go. That's not true. Just no area. But sensor.daylight. It's provided by the deCONZ. And it's actually pretty nice. It has some pretty nice info. Late to the party, choo-choo homies. Hey Minute, how do you do? Howdy, yeah. Thanks again, Frank, for the other homies for yet another packed stream. Learns a lot. That's cool, mate. Edith. See you later. Second for Frank, how have you added your vacuum to deCONZ? If not, are you going to? Added your vacuum to deCONZ? Which vacuum does Zigbee? I have one of those Xiaomi Roboroks and it does Wi-Fi. So I do not add it to deCONZ, I add it to Home Assistant. I might make a component for that one in Home Assistant. Yeah, I think it just should be part of like the sun maybe. Like an additional attribute, like sun and then daylight. And even like the circadian values, this thing is insane. Like if one could combine like the circadian, the daylight and the sun, like all in one thing, like one big packed sensor which give you all the information about like, and even maybe weather info or something, or I don't know. But if you have like one big sensor that can like just provide you information on color temperatures for your lights and the color temperature outside and the state of the daylight indeed and above and below horizon and all those kinds of information, that would be great, since that's basically you can use that freaking everywhere. in automations to turn things on and off for, I don't know, tons of things. Brightness control, color control on your lights. That's just... I think it's more valuable than just sun above and below horizon. I think that thing is cool, but useless, maybe, for basic things. So I guess this does it, right? Garden, daylight, dusk. If the state is dusk, then go. That should do the trick. Yeah. It's that easy, it's almost boring. Where else do I want this? Let's say for the inside lights. Let's do the same for the inside lights. Let's go into my living room and let's create one as well. Let's say... Oh, and I should turn another one on, by the way. I should make sure... Surface switch dot turn on. Entity ID. Switch dot Circadian lighting garden. Circadian. This is actually a bug. I've reported this thing. It shows it twice. I do not like it, but I've reported it. The guy agreed, so I hope the component gets updated to make my naming scheme at least acceptable, since this is not acceptable to me. But okay. It's not acceptable, but okay. That sounds weird. No condition since alarm turn off light. No trigger with alarm on. That's a good point. We should be home. So we have two triggers actually on this thing. And two conditions. I'm going to look at that a little bit later, but you're totally right though. I do have an automation that turns off the light. The condition is that the alarm should be interesting. So how would you know? Let's say we are getting home late, right? So dusk has already passed. We turn off the alarm and we have an automation that says, okay, turn on the lights in case it's dusk, but dusk already passed. So I have to create like one freaking big list of things. I guess below him and above horizon isn't that bad in that case, since it's like two things. This makes it a little bit complicated, since you can have many states, right? Like, what if you come home, turn off the alarm, and it's nautical dusk, nautical dusk. You don't want to create a list of all of these, right? So how would you say, okay, between dawn and dusk? That would be nasty. Or you have to create a template with in and then a list. That's possible. But is that nice? I don't think so. That's a puzzle for another time, but you're totally right though. Two Sky, hey homies, hey Two Sky, how do you do, mate? So this is the dusk. Let's go into the living room. Let's do the same thing, but in this case, daylight. Let's say daylight. Sunset start. Binary sensor you switch at dusk and dawn. I know a lot of people do those things. I do not like creating like bunch of inputs and binary sensors that are fake that shows those things. It feels weird. Since for outside you would want to work with dusk, inside you want to work with sunset, so you would create two sensors or two fake inputs to do that. What about time offset sunset? That's probably kinda the same thing, right? I don't know yet. These are the things that I do not have experience with, and I'm just going to try, see what it works, how it works out for us. Usually when we get home, we just shout at the freaking system, basically. Turn on. I shouldn't make like main switches for my living room. I do not have like a light.living room. I should make a light.living room that is a light group that includes them all. I should do that. Let's try that. You're editing daylight dusk, I am. It's well spotted. Thank you. Reloading automations. That should bring them in. Living room. I expected them somewhere. Am I looking past them? Oh man, ESP Home is so cool. Yeah, it is. Definitely is. ESP Home is cool. That's something I want to spend tons of time on. Daylight, sunset, start. I forgot to prefix them. Living room. There it is. Does nothing, but that's expected though. Welcome to the rabbit hole of home automation and IoT, right? Like I've been like playing, like this install you're looking at right now is it's not even a week old. I think I installed it Monday, so Tuesday I actually got some work done. So this install is like a couple of days old, and it's just filling up with. I'm just keep going on creating things. Like you can create tons of little automations. I did a bit of a restructure. If you're familiar with my my structure though, I did a little bit of a restructure. So I have now configuration and automations, which I already had with all the areas. So this is not really new except for all the areas now. But I did change the way I create automations. So instead of making automations on where they're happening, for example, I had house.alarm armed and then switching all kinds of things in here. I'm now moving away from that and placing automations in the place where they happen. So in case of garden, the garden has an alarm armed system, and so does the bathroom and bedroom have, but they respond different in some cases. So that's fine. Like here's another one, but this is happening here. So this part is happening here. So this is an automation there. So that's a little bit of a thought change I made to make it easier to find where things go. Secondly, I have now the entities folder, which contain all the entities. And this used to be called components, and it's now entities, since this actually contains entities. The individual switches, the individual media players and lights. And there was a packages folder in here, which I took out, and it's now living one level up, and it's called integrations now, since Home Assistant is calling these things integrations. Is going to move away from the component things, like individual components and platforms do not exist anymore. We're going to talk about integrations. So to keep up with that change, I made a folder called integrations, which actually configure the components, or now called integrations, in Home Assistant. So that's cool. Gotta go work tomorrow. Happy automating. Thank you for the jiggle. Thank you for tuning in. And have a good day of work tomorrow, mate. Everything I add is working almost out of the box. That's fine, Solofly. That's cool. ESP Home is really cool and really well done. And I'm looking forward to the upcoming release, since it contains ingress support for the add-on, which I absolutely love. A little restructure. Yeah, it is actually a little restructure, since what I did, I just renamed the entities, or the components folder, and I renamed it to entities, and I dragged out the packages folder one level up and renamed it to integrations. Then I went through all the files and changed the paths. But yeah, that's doable, right? It's just going through them. The problem with events has been solved for me. I used a different browser. In Edge, events no longer works, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm really honest. Do not use Edge ever again, since it sucks. No, it's I don't know, man. Everything that's like Internet Explorer thingy, Microsoft and browsers, it's not a good combination. Seriously, it isn't. They tried. They tried real hard. They failed real hard. So no. But I'm a Mac user, so probably the wrong person. What happened here? I'm probably the wrong person here. So that's a little bit of restructure I did, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's more flat now, and that's cool. Also, the assistants are now flatter. It's more flat. It's less layered in directories. I think it's more. This helps a little bit better, especially the split up. I don't think I need house anymore, since there will not be house related automations in the future, probably. Just works. This just works. This seems cool. I'm going to make a group for all the living room lights, so I can switch on and off all the living room lights at once. Edge will be Chromium. It will be fine. Yeah, that's like they're giving up. They are giving up. That's true. Entities, lights. I'm going to make a light right here. Oh, that's wrong. Entities, living room, no, lights, touch, living room. It's too bad you cannot use areas for this yet. Pluto UK, good evening, mate. Like, I have everything in an area. It would be cool if I could say, okay, switch on all the lights in this area. Right? That would be amazing. Light controls all the other lights in my living room. Can you put another light group into a light group? Can you nest light groups? Actually, I'm going to try though, but can you? A list of entities. I guess so. It's still an entity. I guess I can do things like living room window, light dot living room bar, light dot living room spotlight. I hate it when it does this, like this extra space. Television spotlight window bar. Am I missing something? Go spotlight bar. Window spotlight bar. I'm missing something. Spotlight television window bar. Television is missing. Teaching Birds going to bed. Have a nice day. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night. Have a good night. And thank you for your support, by the way. Nice to hear some experience from others as well. So this switch allows me to do all my living room lights. That's nice. I should do the same for the office lights. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to add them to Lovelace to my dashboard. I think it is really helpful to switch on and off like lights in like an entire room. I'm going to sound stupid, but can you show me slowly how you sort a block of text like you just did, but slower? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I can. Okay, so let's screw this up. I'm going to cut and paste this a bit. Like, okay, this is not right? This is not alphabetically sorted. Get it? Select block, shift or tab. No, that's indenting. That's indenting. Now you have the golden key, like Command Shift P. It's on Mac. I think it's Control Shift P on Windows. It's Command Shift P, and this opens up like all kinds of commands. You can search through them, like all git. Just start typing parts of the command you want to do, or the functionality you need. And there's a sort line thing in here as well. So sort line ascending, descending, and it will actually, if you select like a range of lines, that's it. A status update from Home Assistant HQ. Oh yeah. Should we talk about this? Smooth, thanks. Couldn't figure that one out. You can find every single command. That's the beauty of Visual Studio Code. That Command Shift P or Control Shift P in Windows. You can find anything really quick, and it learns. Like the most used things are like sorted earlier and select quicker, so it allows you to navigate really quick. Update from the field, here we go. Nabucasa has become a sponsor of Let's Encrypt, to support infrastructure for a secure home. In case you haven't seen it, Nabucasa is now listed on the Let's Encrypt homepage as well, and I think that's amazing. I think that's really cool. Ubiquiti has decided to no longer support Home Assistant. We left on good terms. Paulus has moved from Ubiquiti to be employed by Nabucasa. I think that's great. It's a pity. It's cool that I think I'm really thankful for Ubigiti for sponsoring Home Assistant and Paulus has worked for like a year or so. But now he is going to move to Nabukasa, which means he will be totally 100% free of anything and will just move on full-time Home Assistant. Nabukasa and Home Assistant. Yeah, I think that's great. Current development goals set to Home Assistant 1.0. And we are working on bringing relationship with manufacturers, working on some of our integrations to get certified, making it easier for manufacturers to contribute maintain integrations for their own product. This is a really exciting thing. I know this looks like a small commercial sentence, but the part you should focus on is this piece. Make it easier for manufacturers to contribute and maintain integration for their own products. Currently, the Home Assistant is one big humongous product, right? So all the components are in. This actually requires us to split out the integrations / components / platforms from Home Assistant, the core, like making like tiny plugins for Home Assistant, similar to what add-ons are for HAS.io. We're going to have maybe in the future. So that's something that's being worked on at this point and being figured out. Literally, this is being figured out at this point on how to do this and how to move to it and how to avoid pains and make it like transitional. Make it like little pieces that can be released individual, so they're no longer like tied in with the Home Assistant release. This is really big. This is really big. That will make integration much easier, yeah. Hence the Great Migration, yes. The Great Migration was a big part of this. It's like the preparation to make those things available in the future. But we're going, well, the developers are going like a train, and we're actually going, it's actually going pretty fast. And this might even be part of the 1.0 milestone after all. I know if people would listen to the podcast, know that Paulus initially said it would not be part of 1.0, but development went so fast and things went so well that it actually might be a goal of 1.0, and maybe that's even decided on, I'm not sure, but yeah. It has been a while since we talked about the plans for world domination. World domination. I'm reading this for the first time, by the way. So it's time for a quick update from Home Assistant HQ. Last year, Kitty hired me, worked full-time on improving Home Assistant. This really helped the project make big and leap forwards. During this time, Home Assistant added an authentication system, the concept of the devices, areas, UIs for configuring innovation, just to name a few things. Last September on the 5th, first we launched Nabukasa. Fine. The service that provides free SSL security certificates for accessing Home Assistant remotely. Yeah, Let's Encrypt is very important for the functioning of the Nabukasa remote. The month marked a year since Ubigiti got involved, and also the last month, and they have decided to end their involvement as the plans have changed. We have left on friendly terms, and I want to thank Ubigiti for this tremendous opportunity. It has given the Home Assistant project a significant boost. That absolutely has done it. Even though it's a pity they stopped doing it, it did give the project an insanely high boost. The thing's done. Nabukasa has been created. We have 2 full-time employees running. We have some amazing features, and the project is moving at an insane speed. User-friendly version, Home Assistant 1. We're aiming for Home Assistant 1.0 this year. That's big. We're also working on a system 1.0 next call. Yeah. Yeah. This week there was a testimony about how somebody his life was saved on by using Home Assistant. Have you seen it? Actually, 3 employees now? No, 2. Pascal and Paulus. Pascal was the only one employed by Nabucasa, and Paulus was actually employed via Ubiquiti, paid by Ubiquiti. So he's now moving from Ubiquiti to Nabucasa, so that's 2. Robbie, no, Robbie is not part of Nabucasa. Home Assistant saves someone. Yeah, he had a sensor or some kind like a watch and notified in time. I don't know, something like that. It's interesting. I've read it pretty quick, but I kind of forgot exactly the details. But he was really. It saved someone's life. That's cool, right? And in the Living Computers Museum in Seattle is using Home Assistant to teach people about Internet of Things. So that's cool. Update from the field. I think that's good that he wrote this. So that's some interesting news in here. No, Robbie isn't. He is not. Robbie wants to work more on Home Assistant and the mobile apps, and he has opened up Patreon for it. So if you would like to support him being able to do that, you can subscribe to his Patreon if you want to. And that will help him to spend more time on the project. That's the story behind Robbie, as far as I know. Oh, misheard. Okay. Doppio, hey Frank, how's it going? Didn't catch you online a long time. No, didn't. But I'm fine, mate. How are you? Have my custom cards working? Hell yeah. Typed resources instead of resources. Ah, I see the typo, the S and the C. I've been looking at this for days. Oh god. It usually, if it doesn't work, it's usually something pretty simple, right? I love this update. I really like this update. Really cool. And it's transparent. It's absolutely transparent. What was I doing before doing this? Oh yeah, living room group. Let's find here a bit less time for Twitch in general. Oh, that's a bummer, mate. There was the living room. The sorting. Oh, I did a sorting, right? It's sorted now. Did the sorting work for you? So that's desk and office. SAO, HA check. I should not run HA check. Office room, yeah. Can I ask just a quick question? Yes, of sure. Sure you can. Go ahead, make my day. Surprise me.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I need iTerm. Do I have an iTerm open? Are your Twitch stream merged? Yeah, in my screen, like on my secondary screen, I have like a secondary program right here where I see the merged version. And normally you should see it on display as well. It should be in that corner right there, so somewhere. But it's broken. And secondly, it should be relayed between those channels. So if somebody typed in YouTube, you should see it on Twitch and vice versa. But they're working on the chat system at this point. They notify me on things being broken at this point, and you have to be patient. Oh well. I think that Frank is trying to say that name is incorrect. Name, living room. Oh, office. Thank you. Well spotted, mister. Let me turn... No, that's not possible. Let me turn on the Twitch chat, but this is not, like, on my machine. This is hosted somewhere else. This is the Visual Studio Code plugin. In case you haven't realized, this is Visual Studio Code running inside Home Assistant all the time. That's how I do my configurations these days. I need to find some motivation this weekend. Been slacking on my HA work. I've been two this week. I've been slacking this week, and I actually, to be honest, I made like a fair choice. Like my system crashed last weekend. My system crashed, and I took a week off. I actually took the week off to just. I've been going mad on the add-ons lately and did so much work on them. I did over 500 Git commits in a month on my GitHub profile. It's insane. So I decided to take a week off and just go into my own system and care about my setup, learn to use Home Assistant and do amazing things with it, get inspired by other people, and tweak things. So that's what you're looking at right now. That's why I've been streaming like last Tuesday and today with my configuration, doing simple things maybe. But for me, this is like new. That's a bit weird, right? Yeah. But I will continue pretty soon on all these amazing things we can do on the Home Assistant dev. I'm planning on looking into extracting Z-Wave into an add-on. That's one of the things I'm thinking about doing. Because I have Z-Wave. I have Z-Wave and it's just freaking unstable for me. I lose devices from time to time. Maybe I'm going to extract those. They're now in. These are not all devices since I'm scared to hook up more. But yeah. Line 9. Yeah, that's fixed. The configuration passes has been restarted. To set up a custom subdomain for my Home Assistant, do I only need to put a CNAME in the duck DNS? Or put an A to the IP and set the domain name in configuration.yaml. You have to use an A record. Unless you already have an A record to your IP, you can CNAME it to that record that's already an A record to your IP. So a CNAME is just an alias for an already existing A record. But it has to point to your IP somewhere. Thanks for clearing that up, that's okay. To be honest, I enjoy these configuration streams. Will start my setup soon, as this is teaching me a lot. Oh, for sure. I didn't realize you didn't have a setup yet. And then to set up SSL, just let's encrypt that on to get a new domain, right? Yeah, that's a possibility. I use the Nginx Proxy Manager add-on, which I created, which helps me to manage all my domains and SSL certificates in a nice graphical interface, which I like. Oh nice, so they have a way to show VS Code without HA. Yeah, you can. You can enable direct access, which I have on my internal network. So from home, which I am right now, I can access it directly without Home Assistant. If I wanted it to, but it also works inside Home Assistant. I saw you had some CyanoGuard temperature sensors the other day. What's their term transmission range? Frog, I don't know. I have a mesh network of Z-Wave devices and Zigbee devices both. So that's a mesh network, and I actually have like Zigbee powered and Z-Wave powered devices throughout my home. So coverage is not an issue for me, actually. It's frustrating that the PR reviews at the H take a long time currently. It's frustrating that the let's turn this around, Carlo D. It's frustrating for maintainers like I'm a maintainer of the project as well. I do not do core reviews, but I usually do documentation, which I do not have the time for lately, and I have a lot of add-ons to do, and did a lot of add-ons with all the ingress stuff landing and bash out landing, and oh man. But it's frustrating not to be able to keep up with the amount of PRs coming in as well. So from both ends it's frustrating, and the problem here is it is multiple things. At this point it's mainly manpower. We're looking into a lot of ways on how to do these things smarter, and one of these things is already in the blog post we just took a look at the Home Assistant homepage, is splitting out the components and the integrations from Home Assistant. That's a possibility for the future, that we no longer ship integrations with Home Assistant, but they work like add-ons. You install them afterwards and they have their own release cycle. So the core is no longer dependent on something. So for example, there's a bug in Philips Hue, somebody or we, or I don't know, would just release a new version of the Philips Hue integration, which you can update, just like a freaking add-on. That makes things a lot easier. But at this point, it's just one big beast, and it's for everybody. It's like the contributors, the maintainers. It's a beast to maintain. So that's hard. That's frustrating for everybody. Hold on, guys. Be right back. here we go. So even though I was thinking, even though the PRs take a long time, the releases are still packed, really packed with features and stuff and things coming in. So the throughput is higher on both ends. We got more contributions and we got more PRs in, and I think quality standards are higher, so that makes PRs longer. Like, they're looked at much intensively than before. All in all, yeah, I think it's okay. Okay, so what's going on in the chat? I saw you had a Xiaomi Acquire temperature sensor the other day. The range, it's mesh network. What stick do you use for Z-Wave? I use the Aeon Tech stick thing 5 Z-Wave stick thingy. You can quickly show, Mr. I. What can I quickly show? To me, the add-on, GitHub, HasIO add-ons, Nginx, Proxy Manager. This is what I use at this point. There's an animation in here as well, so this is the link. But this is what it does. You open the UI, you create like a host, enter the domain name, which has an A record. Then Home Assistant, the port, create it, and there you have it. It's working already. Demo that has the link is showing here, but it does not have SSL yet. So you can add it in the SSL tab, ask for a new certificate, enter your name, force SSL if you want to, agree with the terms of Let's Encrypt, and hit save. This will take a while. It will generate an SSL certificate for you, and here we go. It has HTTPS. This is basically the demo. Quicker than that, I cannot make it. I've misread Robbie's post on Reddit. It was Paul's changing jobs, not him. Yeah. I have 3 Zigbee gateways, and they are much more reliable than Zigbee to MQTT. I have 5 routers throughout the house. Really? 5? Holy shit, sir. Do you have double matting and stuff? 3 floors. I don't think it will hurt so much to switch. Not decided yet. Just remember, if you do a PR, to be patient. Someone will get to review. It just takes time. Yeah, it just takes time. It's not lost, it's still there. And all contributions are really appreciated. It's not like, please do not get me wrong, all contributions are really appreciated, and we will help you if it's not like, if it's the first time and it's not perfect, but it's just way too much. I've just started using Zigbee to MQTT. What issues did you have? Main issue is range. I can't get signal from coordinated stop server, but okay. Yeah, that's probably why I'm happy with deCONZ. The range is amazingly good. Are your devices battery only? Oh, that can be a point. If you have battery only devices, it will probably hurt your mesh network though. Can I ask a question about Ingress? Yes, you can, Mr. Bonani. Go ahead, make my day. Where I'm like, my main goal was to set up the deCONZ and ditch my TRADFRI from IKEA, which we did. I'm a happy bugger today. How to hide the panel or pop up the add-on window? You cannot yet, Mr. Bonani. So, for now, that's not possible. You could go into, I don't know, the source and look which your URL it opens and use that one. But it's far from ideal. No problem, thanks. Okay. It's okay. I was worried about the range of the Xiaomi sensors. I thought they could get over it with some bulbs dotted around. Yeah, that helps your mesh network. So absolutely, TMC, that helps. That helps. In my case, I have some bulbs everywhere throughout the house. So my Zigbee network is actually pretty covered right now. Like, it's in the living room, it's in near the hallway, it's on the upstairs landing, and it's also in my bathroom upstairs, and well, it covers like your whole house this way. What kind of keyboard do you use? Oh, this is going to be very boring, Fluggy. I use one of those simple Apple Magic keyboards. So nothing special. I do not have a mechanical keyboard with all kinds of like weird looking caps on it, which have specific pressure things and weird looking color, and and no RGB lights. I am more the clean and simple type. I have a Magic keyboard. I do like the keypad though. I love my keypad. I know a lot of developers like the 10 keyless keyboards without those things, but I love it. So yeah, I have just an Apple keyboard. Gotcha. Okay. One way to hide the sidebar and overview is to open the link for the add-on, bit.ly, but you get full screen that way. Yeah. For Mac, heading out. Have a great weekend, Frank. Thanks for talking about us, your journey, HA journey. Oh, yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in, though. Good to see you around. So I created the we created the two switches for the office and the living rooms. So let's add them to the dashboard. Let's first restart Home Assistant. Did I already do that? No, I did not. Let's check the config. Configuration check I will always do off screen, since if something is wrong, it will just drop all my secrets on screen, since that's a bad idea. It passes, so... Nope. No, it doesn't. Now it passes. Let's restart Home Assistant, so we can go in and add them to my Lovelace dashboard. My dashboard is empty at this point. I want to create like one dashboard that's, well, whatever. So Pascal was on the HA podcast. Yeah, he was. That's cool. He progressed in his English so much. I enjoyed to hear him for once. Like, you have to know, I talk to Pascal almost daily via chat for a long time already, and I have never heard his voice. That's kind of cool. So I actually, personally, I really enjoyed that podcast. I absolutely enjoyed it. It was cool to hear. It was also cool to hear the things he does with his installation. He talked about presence sensor where control lights even if you're sleeping on a couch. Do you know what he uses or what devices can do this? Yeah, he uses what's it called again? There's an add-on for it. There's an add-on for it, so we can find it. Homematic, I think it's called. That's why there's an Homematic add-on, because he uses it, and the core add-ons. Homematic. It's mainly sold in Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. So the German-speaking countries are Homematic is really popular. It's pretty cool stuff they have, though. But they have sensors like presence sensors, not motion sensors, but presence sensors. This one? Probably yes. But if you want to do it with, you can do that with ESP Home, by the way, something similar. But you do not have to use peer-based, but there's like little mini tiny microwave sensors. I think they have a better experience on those kinds of things, but I'm not sure if this actually, like, it's this thing is, I think it's just freaking sensitive, to be honest. Hand movement on a keyboard. Maybe they have different ones as well, not sure. But this is what Pascal is using. Homematic IP. It's a Homematic IP for sure. Okay, so Home Assistant restarted. Let's go into the states. I still like the states overview, since it gives you such a sorted, big blown overview on your system. The kitchen ceiling, kitchen cupboard is unavailable. This is Z-Wave. I have Z-Wave issues again. Okay. Living room. What? What? Yeah. This is what I wanted. And the office. And the desk is unavailable again since Z-Wave. What would you use? I really want to make my own sensor. I want to make my own sensor based on like movement sensor, infrared, or what is it? PIR? PIR? Based on PIR sensor, based on Bluetooth, maybe even the microwave sensor, but I'm not sure if I would like to combine those in like using an ESP32 and mount them inside my walls, like in the existing wall socket, and add the switch to them so you can manually control light as well. And they maybe can do even, I don't know, Mi-Flora bridging and all those kinds of things. So I'm actually planning on making my own, since it's cheap, dirty cheap. B, you can fit it to your needs. I cannot find a sensor that fits my needs. Since for example, I have a cat. The Xiaomi sensors, I do not have one on my desk, but the Xiaomi motion sensor, the body sensor, it's dirty cheap, it's $9. They work perfectly fine. They even work with deCONZ. They're quick and they're battery powered and insanely tiny and designed well and built well. But they're so pretty darn good. They're so pretty darn good that they see the cat. So if I'm asleep and the cat, I don't know, takes like a big leap through the house, she can actually trigger all the lights, and that's something I do not like. I have a couple of these Z-Wave PR sensors, multi-sensors actually, which are pretty cool. But the problem is they're pretty expensive. B, it's Z-Wave, which has tons of issues in my case. And, well, it does the job well. It does not trigger on a cat if I make it less sensitive. But these Xiaomi sensors do not allow you to change sensitivity. So, yeah, but it's battery powered, so that's nice. But it still doesn't provide other information. I still have issues with presence on Bluetooth, for example. It does not do this. It does not do Bluetooth. Just does like motion, and this one does luminosity as well. So I'm thinking of just building my own. Bosch PIR is pretty pet friendly. Okay, cool. I should look into that one as well. What about cameras with person detection through something like TensorFlow? That's pretty intense. Running TensorFlow is pretty heavy. It's not the quickest. Essentially, it would require me to put cameras freaking everywhere, so that's not an option. I got ZHA working. Okay, cool, mate. Cool, Ian. I was kind of split in, should I go for a ZHA or should I go the deCONZ route? I chose the deCONZ route mainly because it's running separately and it has a proven good working integration. It's already platinum, so it felt safer. Even with HA restarts, the mesh network does not need to be rebuilt. Like, it's just there always. And because of my experience with Z-Wave, where this is an issue, I kind of went with deCONZ to avoid that. That's my drive. Although some of the features in ZHA are really insane and really nice, and they're missing from deCONZ, in my own opinion. But nevertheless, cool. I want to do something like this with an ESP32 Homematic IP direction recognition. Like doing presence with persons in the room or not. Yeah, that's possible. It's a pity no iPhones Bluetooth goes sleep, same as Wi-Fi. Yeah, that is. That is a PC. That's a pity. I have a Nortec which deCONZ doesn't support. Ooh. You've opened up an issue? Maybe they will support it. I might get a recipe and find if I can't find conversion around here. We'll see how it goes. Okay, mate. Okay, so I have my two sensors. Let's add them to the dashboard. My dashboard is empty. And I want to have some like really simple, nice, big buttons that works on mobile as well, which allows you to just hit it and it will just like enable all the lights in the living room. It's not like you're most of the time you enable multiple lights in your living room, right? So I want to have a button that just does that and turn them all off as well. So something simple. Be aware of building your own sensor using the microwave sensor. Those are insanely sensitive and will definitely trigger on you. Okay. Maybe that's not an option. I still have, those are just ideas at this point, but thank you for the feedback. I do have like a box full of those things, and it's like one of the many projects I still want to do. Same goes for the Tuya converts. I have 12 Tuya convert smart sockets here with power sensoring and stuff. 4 of them are flashed, and 8 of them are not. They're new in the box. Still have to do that, and still have to place them, still have to load them with ESP Home, and still have to add them to the system, and still have to add them to InfluxDB. Since my InfluxDB is still a sad story as well. It just contains my bathroom humidity. Without results. Why? Past 5 minutes, okay. Past 24 hours with a previous result. Here we go. So this is like all the data I have in InfluxDB at this point. And well, tons of things to do. I thought about BLE2, but you need your phone with you. We run around at this point, not, but we have Apple Watches, so that's cool. That's a trigger. But nevertheless, even if it's not for presence detection, it's still nice to know, like, where is my freaking phone? Those kind of simple things, like asking Google, like, hey, you famous search engine thingy, where's my phone? Would be cool. Got disconnected. Don't know if my text came through. Let's try it again. Frank, can you spend one of your streams on getting started creating a new component? Holy shit, Sherlock. Minute, I'm not sure if I'm the right person to do that. I'm not like... I develop a lot, I can do a lot, I can definitely work on a component. I should work on a component since I have to finish one and improve one. But I'm not like the... Python is not my daily thing. It's not my daily bread and butter. And it would look clumsy, but then again, all the things I do look clumsy, I guess. It's about exploring. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, but that's why it would be great. Okay, but what should we build in that case? It would be a lot of exploring. Like, I'm not like a real good Python programmer or something. You learn, so do we. Okay, well, maybe I could do that one day. For now, my head is still filled with things I want to do. For example, those sensors. And I have a couple of add-ons I really want to finish and do. For example, Bitwarden. Bitwarden is done. I've created Bitwarden in the meantime. WireGuard needs to be finished. I want to look into the Zigbee thing. Z-Wave thing. Because it hurts me. Yeah. It would be like me and just code next to Stack Overflow. Not sure if that's true though. Plus, I'm currently taking a Python for Beginners course online. It will help. Okay, cool, mate. Where are you taking it? Like a Pluralsight? I like Pluralsight in general though. I think it's cool. I'm currently working on a TypeScript. So that's cool. Twitch IRC component, please. Holy shit. I would like to improve the InfluxDB component, to be honest. I would like to rewrite it largely. Z-Wave is way out of scope for me, I guess. That's way too complicated to start with, but AdGuard. I would probably like to write a plugin, like a component for AdGuard. That's something I would like to do. To be able to automate, like turn on and off your parental controls and ad filtering and other kinds of things. That would be really neat. I'm taking it from Udemy. You kind of inspire me. Okay, yeah, Udemy is cool. I like Udemy as in if you're going to want to follow like one course, Udemy is probably the way to go. If you're like learning all the time, which I kind of do, Pluralsight is like more like a Netflix. Like it's a one fee for all, and it's pretty darn hard quality. With Udemy, you have to watch out. If you have, there are pretty bad courses in Udemy, so take a good look at reviews. But with Pluralsight, the standard of the whole platform is already really high, but it's more expensive. I think you pay around, I think it's around $30 a month or something. It's like 3 times the price for a Netflix account, but nevertheless, it's a really good resource, and I love watching it. I love watching it just like on the side, like having some fits and picking up like little things. As an IT guy, you should never stop learning, and even the simple things, even the simple courses, I like to have, like if I'm working on something else, I like to have simple courses running next to me, since I do not have to pay that much attention, but still you pick up some things and see people do things you think, oh, holy crap, that's, I didn't know, or that's easier than I do, or there's still things you can see. Yeah, I wanted to see how well this turned out for me. I took some CSS and stuff and it was good. Okay, just watch out for Udemy for like the bad copycat courses. They usually have a low rating and stuff. But yeah. Where was I? I was going to the dashboard. I need some buttons here. Somebody, entity button gives you a big button card. Entity button, yeah. But then again, we have the custom button card, which gives you big, darn, sexy buttons. So this might be something I would like. Being able to specify the size could be helpful as well. This one is kind of cool. With the brightness in here. That's nice. Oh, there's all kind of like CSS over. Oh, I hate that P. But yeah, it looks nice. But I do not like all these weird like CSS customizations. Like all things, you should just start simple, right? So here we go. This is a simple one. I'm trying to get past the idea that I'm 58, I'm too old to learn to code. I do not believe in being too old to code. I do believe, like, it's medical proven, it's harder to learn at an older age, but you can still learn. Just take time, be patient. You're never too old to learn things if interested. It gives pleasure. Yeah, I agree. Learning is pleasure. Puzzling, like IT guys puzzle. We try to fix problems, find new ways around things, innovate. I think it's a really creative piece of job, and there's no limitation on creativity. It's like painting. It's just like painting and any other art form. Programming and building computer things is just freaking the same thing. You have to visualize the thing you want, and then type it instead of using, like, I don't know, a tube of paint and mixing it up in colors and then, I don't know, doing the Bob Ross. But I truly believe it's an art. It's a random free art. If you look at your home automation system, we all have different systems. It's an art. Everybody has different visualizations on how it should work, and we'll learn techniques from each other, and I don't know, it's just freaking cool. Okay, my dashboard, where is it? Who's the Bob Ross of programming? Oh, that's a good question. Well, C# Fits is cool to look at. He's more like the public guy who does the programming really good. Who's the Bob Ross of programming? I don't know. I like the plugins being available as links in the menu bar. Unfortunately, InfluxDB introduces issues when hosted on my Raspberry Pi along HA. It can be heavy. Would it be possible to host the administrator interface on SIO and database engine on the other host? Technically, yes. With the add-on, no. But it could be done. It would require a different kind of add-on. Secondly, for InfluxDB 2.0, which is currently in alpha and beta testing, there's no difference anymore between the admin interface and the InfluxDB itself. It will be one thing. So that's an upcoming change. If you are interested in that, like the thing you mentioned there, that's not going to work for the future. So, sorry, Dirk. Deep lows can go up. Yeah. Robert, I don't know anything about coding, but for HA, Quantum Tech is the Bob Ross of HA. Maybe. I don't know. That voice, yeah, that's true. His voice is cool. Hello, not working. What is it that is not working, Stefan? We need more info. What's your original profession? That's a good question. Yeah, Robert, what is it? Excellent excuse to get me that knock. It would be an amazing experience. Absolutely. Lovelace, dashboard. There's already something on here which doesn't make sense anymore. This doesn't work. So let's just enter this. Switch dot living room. We need an MDI icon. Oh, that's already built in VS Code these days, right? MDI. I need an MDI icon. Couch? Couch. Sofa. Here we go. Color is fine. Let's see, how does this look? Refresh. Well, isn't this a big, bad, nice button? It doesn't do anything. That's it. Living room off. Living room off. Okay, I'm missing something really simple. Switch. Oh, it's light. Light. Refresh. Off. On. Nice. Name is false. I do not want to show the name. I think it's called button title, button name, show name. That was it. Show underscore name. False. Do not show the name. That's one freaking big button. How does it look on mobile? That's actually pretty nice. Bam. Bam. I don't think blue is the good color though. Ricardo, thank you for subscribing on YouTube, man. That's appreciated. Or IT consulting with an emphasis on helpdesk setup stuff and staff training. Okay, but also did more than a few websites on e-commerce setup. Light not switch, yeah, indeed. Sorry, mate. I saw it too late, but you're totally right. Real programming is I don't know about CSS, HTML, PHP hacking. There's no much difference. I want to do the same thing, change TRADFRI gateway for deCONZ stick for Docker. Yeah, I can definitely recommend it at this point. I'm still happy about it. At this point I would recommend it. But maybe, who knows, maybe in a month I will be crying, begging to hook up this little gateway again from IKEA and pray or something, I don't know. Add spin. It would be cool. Shall we try? Just because we can. Like by default, just spin through always. Spin it. It does not do it. Spin is true. It's broken. What is IoT coins? Internet of Things coins, mate. +1 on the spin. The spin doesn't work. When does spin kick in? Oh, I do not want to say if it's spin. Should the icon spin for its state? But this only works on state. So I have, okay, I did not realize that. Okay. State value. Is it state or states? State value. Okay. Come on. Spin it. Spin is in state. Yeah, I know. I've seen it. Thank you. Bug report, no. It's not a bug report, it's just me not reading and used to the thing yet. Can you now use IKEA remote for anything in Home Assistant? Yes, I've showed it on stream today, switching on Z-Wave lights with my IKEA remote. Oh, that's cool. Didn't you do this the other day? I've added this piece. And we added the fan right here, which I should lock to be off right now. But we added it to the fan, that's for sure. And I'm trying now to do the dashboard thing. So, like a simple one-page dashboard thing that shows simple buttons, allowing you to do simple actions like turn on the lights in the living room, turn off the lights in the office, like big bad buttons that do massive actions. And this is working pretty fine. No. That's amazing, so I can use your stream like a tutorial. I guess so. I moved from the TRADFRI to deCONZ and added a remote and did some tests with automations with it. So basically, yes, I was just exploring on how this thing would work. Okay, lighted living room. I do not like this color thing. No. Maybe a desk. For the office. Simple desk. There's not a desk in here. Are you kidding me? Adgard blocked the gift. Music, turn off the light. Yeah, indeed. Nice. Oh man, there's not a simple desk in here. Like a table. It's all a little bit application minded, isn't it? Computer. Will be computer in that case. Is there an iMac in here? Mac? iMac? Apple? Here we go. And you use just a basic combi stick or some special one? Thank you. No, I'm using a desktop Mac. Got it. No, I'm just using a simple combi stick. I have the combi 1. I had them already. But now you have the combi 2, so if you want to get one, I would definitely recommend you to get the new one and not the old one. But it's just a simple combi stick, that's it. That's it. Refresh. And it still says living room since I copy pasted the hell of it. Nice. Man, I cannot type even. Should quit. I'm for bed actually. This looks darn nice on mobile. It's maybe a little bit too big. Maybe we can find a way to make it smaller. Corner tab action, more info. Hold action. Is this the does this have the hold action already? It does not. Okay. Night y'all, night Solofly, night, good night Solofly. How do I limit the size of this thing? Type, stayed, all nice and stuff, but it's kind of big. Horizontal stack. Of course. Just wrap it in a horizontal stack. Here we go. Yep, this looks nice on mobile as well. Thanks for the stream on demand. You're welcome, mate. Thank you for tricking me into this. What's the box you showed? Something about a stick? It's the deCONZ stick, the CONB. It's a Zigbee stick, which you can use with Home Assistant. Come on, camera, focus. There it is, CONB, Zigbee USB gateway. Around 40 to 50 bucks or something. ZHA doesn't survive restarts, and that's the reason why I went with CONB, Zigbee, no, CONB, deCONZ, FastCon, all those names they have for these things, but deCONZ is the platform I went with because it keeps running. Do you have your VLAN setup described somewhere? No, I do not have it yet, Swen. Maybe if I get a time to anonymize it a bit, I will put it up, but no, I haven't. Ordering a Raspberry. There you go. But why a Raspberry and why not like the USB version? Like if you order a CONB, you can always use it. The Raspberry needs a Raspberry Pi, and this can be plugged into a Raspberry Pi computer and NUC and whatever you get in the future. Can't find the CONB here in the USB in the US. Oh. Okay. Okay, makes sense. Can't you use one of those shipping services? That's probably expensive. I'm not sure what a package costs the US. What does a package to the US cost? Let's see, I want to send a package to the USA. To the USA, which is not even 2 kilograms. Holy crap. That's doable. It's not signed for, but it's doable. If you want track and trace, it's like 25 euros. That's a pretty, like for a stick, that is like 40 bucks and then add like 25 euros to it. But yeah, and then you have to pay import, I guess, and export stuff, maybe? Just go to Amazon UK and log in with your account. Oh yeah, of course, you guys can do that. That's pretty expensive though, I did not expect. How can we make this nicer? Oh, the tap action, the hold action. Where's the hold? Hold action. So we can define a hold action, see action. Hold action would be more info, I guess. Hold action is more info. If undefined, nothing happens. Okay. Am I missing something? It's a main option. It's a hold action. It does have an action more dash info. Am I missing something? What's the difference between a combi stick and the IoTeX U stick? Charlie, it's Zigbee versus Z-Wave. Those are two different protocols, so that's the difference. What's the haptic option? Feedback on mobile? For the beta iOS app. It says warning light heavy. Cool. I do run the beta app. That's cool. That's cool. But I do not like, why doesn't more info pop up? Is that a bug? Why doesn't the more info work? Hold action, more info. I'm missing something. Tap action, action. It's a There we go. That's what I expected. Really nice. That's not how you define actions. I see. This is how you define actions, right? I have to learn a little bit. Color auto. What is auto color? Oh, that's of course, that takes the color of the actual thing happening, right? Is that a default? String optional. Okay, let's make it auto. So the color will actually match the lights. That's cool. Oh, that's true. I got the autopilot on. Screws with it. Failed. Okay. That's cool. I'm happy with this. What is this? Check it out. We haven't discovered new devices. I do not want to implement IKEA. And it's not connected. I'm not sure how you've discovered it, but it's here. It is wireless though, but that's because no wires are attached. Robert says, my stomach just reminded me that I haven't had anything all day except morning coffee. Time to make a meal. Thanks for the stream, Frank. I feel a bit like the same thing. I'm happy with what I reached out today, what I did today. I think I'm going to call it a day. It's 1 a.m. at my time zone almost, so I think it's time for some good night's sleep. And this will be a busy weekend since my little girl, she recently had a birthday, so she's 6 years old now. And this weekend we're going to celebrate her birthday with family and friends and stuff, so I should not like make it way too late. Can you use light effects? So Zigbee is more open source than Z-Wave. Not per se. Yes, but yeah. If that makes any sense. Well, Z-Wave is verified and it has an alliance behind it, so if you want to have a Z-Wave device and label it with Z-Wave, you have to go through like a process of certification and stuff. Zigbee, however, does not, so everybody can make their Zigbee devices, I guess. And there are variants of the Zigbee protocol and how the things work. So, for example, IKEA handles things differently, if I'm correct. I'm not 100% sure though if I'm not telling the truth or if I'm like rambling shit. But there are some differences in how that all works. Nevertheless, it are two different things. I use both. For example, for my radiator thermostat like valves, I use Z-Wave and some other places. But I use Zigbee for these sensors, especially these Xiaomi sensors, which are dirty cheap. Like a door window sensor sets you back like, I don't know, $8 or something, and a temperature sensor for the same price, it's $8 or so. This one is 12. It also measures temperature, humidity, and air pressure. So that's cool. It's just dirty cheap, and they have a battery which lasts for a year or something, and those IKEA things are cheap as well. You can buy them everywhere, and it's all Zigbee based. Philips Hue, it's nice, it's expensive, but whatever. So yeah, it are two different things. Z-Wave in general tends to be really expensive. That's probably the thing you're gonna find out. Like this cheap Chinese motion sensor, this is a Coolcam Neo. This is almost as cheap as it gets, and this is still $18. So it's twice the price of a Xiaomi Zigbee, which in my humble opinion does a way better job than this thing. But okay. IKEA thing, maybe a left over from the entity registry entry. Maybe, could be. Happy birthday. Ta-da, yeah, that was a couple of days ago. But thank you anyways, by the way. Corner order. Choo-choo, homies, choo-choo, Chang. Thanks, Robert. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night, mate. Intrit, you have to got one before I even did it. Oh. Congrats, homie. Don't forget to spoil your little girl on her birthday. We did already. We spoiled her. So yeah, see, we now have a new family member. He's called Petertje. So yeah, we have a new pet in our house. But that was not the real birthday present, but nevertheless it happened around her birthday, so that's kind of cool. And we have bought some Lego friends, and that's really cool for the girls at that age. It's really nice made. It's absolutely aimed at her, and it's really good for her to learn to handle little things and think about structure and building things. So she enjoys it pretty much. So that's cool. Oh well. For now, I'm going to say thank you and night night. Thank you for tuning in. Even though this was not like my regular stream, I still hope you enjoyed it, and at least I did. I had some improvements on my system. No more IKEA TRADFRI gateway, which I'm happy about. And I got 2 buttons on my Lovelace dashboard to turn off like the 2 major areas in my home, which makes me happy. So thank you for tuning in. Hope to see you next time, maybe Tuesday. And I'm sure I'm going into add-on development again Tuesday, since I have too many add-ons I want to develop and improve on. And I don't know. See you later, guys. I'm going to say choo-choo. Hope to see you next time. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Let's see.